What's up, guys? This is our first devlog after our launch week. So what we did is up till version 1.4, that was what we were considering as the MVP for Sentient, and now we've moved officially beyond 1.4, beyond the MVP, and we are going towards the alpha. So all the users that we had in our database up till version 1.4, we just cleared out their entire database and decided to start from scratch because we wanted to now start a cohort-based analysis. So how we're moving week by week, people that we bring to the site in this week, how many people that we convert to downloads, how many people are converting to the pro plan, and so on. So far week 1 has been pretty great, I'll say. We've got 25 downloads and that's 25 total users with 5 daily active users. So 5 people have opened Sentient on average every day in the last week, and they're using Sentient to send emails, create their projects, and so on. And it's been pretty cool to see people's feedback coming to us. So people send us like screenshots of their chat like, hey, we tried doing this in Sentient and this is what happened. And some people are saying, oh, this was good and this was bad. And it's just a whole amazing feedback loop that's been created, which is now helping us move forward with development of the app. And Sarthak is going to cover how we're handling beta users now and how we're going to handle this whole testing to release pipeline. Along with that, we're bringing some newer quality of life changes to the app. So I've already covered how we're going to do agent-specific UI in a LinkedIn post that I wrote a couple of days ago. And in that, I've mentioned how one of the best ways to improve agent workflows is to add specific UI for that particular agent. So for example, the Gmail search tool in Sentient, when it would search emails, it would simply just say that, yeah, I found 5 emails and this is a summary of those emails. But instead of that, we wanted to actually show the users those emails as well, so that they could actually visualize what the emails were that Sentient processed and what was the final result. There's also a button there that allows you to straight away view that search in Gmail when clicked. So for example, if you're searching for all emails from your principal, Sentient is only going to show you the last 10 emails, and you can click the button there that opens the same search in Gmail, and you'll be taken to that search in Gmail straight away. So you can pick up right where Sentient left off. Another thing we've solved now is that, for example, when somebody was chatting with Sentient, so the final chat response that was being generated, we didn't have the functionality to stream token by token there, as you see in most popular apps like ChatGPT. So the reason why they implement streaming is so that users don't have to wait while the entire message is generated on the backend. So that's what was happening in Sentient now, where if Sentient was generating like a super long message, for example, users would have to wait all the way till the last token was generated and then they would see the final response. So instead of that, we've added streaming now to the user-facing runnables in Sentient. So now when Sentient is generating a response, you will see the response flow into Sentient, like token by token, and it's overall just much better UI UX. Another issue that we're trying to solve right now is we've decided to completely revamp our backend. And I won't go into too much detail right now, but what we're planning to do is just completely break down our current monolithic architecture. So on the backend, we just got one large Python app right now. And loading up this Python backend every time the Sentient app is starting leads to a very long app startup time. And we feel like this is one of the biggest constraints that stops people from using Sentient. So we decided to break down this one large monolithic app into several smaller component apps, which will be managed by one main lightweight orchestrator server. So when Sentient will start up, it will start the orchestrator server, which will control which components need to come online and which ones need to be spun down. Another thing I wanted to discuss is that outreach is very important when you're building a B2C product especially. All of these are essential components that need to be a part of your startup. So along those lines, we've been hard at work when it comes to outreach as well. We've been messaging hundreds of our LinkedIn connections every day. Along with that, we've started one-on-one interviews with our early adopters and testers. And we're also doing these videos along with IRL events, our content, and it's just a huge endeavor that we're undergoing right now. So yeah, that's pretty much our plan moving forward. We just have to keep performing our cohort analysis. Track all the metrics properly, increase the users' acquisition, retention, all these different points, and we should be good to go. I'll pass on to Sarthak now, and he's going to cover a lot of things.
What's up guys, Sarthak here, and in this week really I was working on beta releases. Recently we decided to start a beta testers program where we picked out selective people and put them into Sentient testers group. We already had that group, but we were not utilizing it that much. So we decided to come out with this new beta program where the users will get early development releases of Sentient. Those releases will be unstable, we accept that, but they are for testing purposes. And the main aim of this beta release thing is to get more testers to Sentient so we can work with them to improve the stable releases which will be released to the public. I dived into the documentation of Electron Auto Updater for a whole day because, well, the documentation is not really that good, and as we are using GitHub releases, Electron Updater does not really work well with GitHub releases because GitHub releases does not support channels, and Electron Updater has an option which says that allow pre-release for GitHub provider, but that really doesn't work as well, and there are like a ton of issues on Electron's repository which are not solved. I tried everything, like changing the semantic versions, changing the names, changing the pre-release versions, everything. And after wasting my whole one day on it, we just decided to create another repository called Sentient beta releases and just release the beta versions there. So from now, like all the even versions like 1.4.2 would be the stable ones, and all the odd versions like 1.4.1 will be the beta ones. And by default, all the people in the Sentient testers group would be labeled as beta users, but still you can opt in or out anytime from the settings page. But we really believe that this program will help us gain the feedback of these true testers, our true early adopters, and improve the product as we go along. Now coming to the next point, we recently added more Gmail functionality. Till now, Sentient was just able to send an email for you, create a draft, and search your inbox for emails. So we added functionality like forwarding an email, replying to an email, marking an email as read, as unread, deleting an email, and also clearing out your whole spam inbox. So now you can just say search my inbox and summarize all the emails. For all the other functionality, we just use simple NLP techniques, like you can just say forward an email which says my report is due today, and it will find that email from your inbox, forward it to the recipient, and just give the summary. But that's not all for Gmail. What we are going to do is we are going to put real intent, like real automation, into Gmail. So a user will be just able to open up Sentient, and on the home screen which just says like what's on your mind right now, where you can create the new chat. There will give an option for the user to get all the briefs of his Gmail, and then Sentient will also ask the user that this is an urgent email, so should I do something, or like you can just click a button to let Sentient handle all the important urgent emails or some deadlines, and it will do the task and just ask for your confirmation, and when you say yes, it will just send the email or forward the email or do whatever you want. So like this is really true automation. Like we want minimum human intervention in all of our agents, and we are starting out with Gmail. So that's all from my side, guys. I'll pass on to Abhijit to explain his research.
Hey guys, this is Abhijit Suryavanshi from Existence, and from the last few weeks I have been working on dual memory. It's common knowledge that the human mind processes long-term and short-term differently. We wanted to incorporate the same behavior into Sentient because storing short-term memories into the knowledge graph does not make any sense. Also, there was no way to set an expiry date for the nodes to delete them at a specific time. So I designed the dual memory system that now maintains two separate memory stores in Sentient. Along with the knowledge graph for long-term memories, we have an SQL-based relational database to store short-term memories. This is very useful and can help add a lot of functionality in the future. For example, Sentient will be able to manage the reminders, autonomously perform tasks at certain times, and so on. The feature is currently being researched and implemented and will be available within Sentient a few releases down the line. I have also been researching new SLMs that we could add to Sentient and use to replace Llama 3.2. A lot of models have been released in last weeks, like Quen 2.5, DeepSeek 1.5 billion, and so on. Some of these models look promising and could lead to a huge performance boost for all functionalities in Sentient, and so keeping up to date with new SLMs is very important for our product. That's all from my side. This is Abhijit signing off.